special time. Show me a hill I can climb. Give me a mountain to move, and I'll prove that it's a very special day. I woke up early this morning with gloom on my head. Had a big feeling to climb back in bed. Then I looked in the mirror and somebody said, wake up, wake up. It's time for you to lose the blues, and this is a very special treat. Tell it to everyone you meet, that life is all for living and love is all for giving. So this is a very special day. Tell it to everyone along the way that this is a very special day. Up early this morning with gloom on my head. Had a big feeling to climb back in bed. Then I looked in the mirror and somebody said, wake up, wake up. It's time for you to lose the blues, and this is a very special treat. Tell it to everyone you meet, that life is all for living and love is all for giving. So this is a very special day. Tell it to everyone along the way that this is a very special day.
And a very special day it is. A wonderful, it's a buttery Wednesday.
It is.
All right, that means sorry, pull it together, Becky. Brad, this is like a blast from the past.
I know.
This is like our middle school.
Yes,
days.
yes.
Okay.
All of it.
Sorry, pull
All
it
of
together.
it.
Okay, anyway, Brad Gilbert is my co-host this morning. And we got Kayla. Kayla, you're going to have to straighten us up here. And she's with West Washington School Corporation, and I'm totally off my game here. Bradley, let me pull it together and let's take our sponsor.
All right, we've got Meadowview Healthcare, Walmart, Salem Crossing, Americans for Prosperity, Mama Rose's, Fox Lee Wealth Management, Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Dr. Minnie Gunn, Marshall Monuments, McAllister Land Consulting, Springer and Springer Insurance, Schneck Hospital, and Temple and Temple.
Yay, thank you to our great sponsors. Very proud of them. And we got a lot going on. We're on, well, first of all, let's talk about last night. Oh my goodness. The Northern Lights.
Yeah.
How gorgeous.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was just stunning. And it's so crazy how we can experience that right here.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know?
absolutely. I couldn't believe it.
I know.
You could,
Yeah.
at our house, you could see it with the naked eye,
Uh-huh.
just a little bit. It was
Right.
faint,
Sure.
but then you held that camera up there on your phone with that night vision, and there were so many colors. It was just gorgeous.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That struck me too, because I was just like, well, it's faint, and so I got to where, and then I was like, I'll take a picture, and I was like, oh my gosh. So I was like, not really always taking a picture. I was just looking through.
Right,
the
looking
lights. So it's
looking
like,
through your phone, yeah.
and how it changes.
Mhm.
Like,
I know.
So.
That is such a blessing that we have that. I just think it's just like one of those, it's just such a gift that we've
Yes.
got this. It's funny because, to look at it with a naked eye, there was one area, it looked like Moses and the burning bush. I kept...
The reds, yeah.
And I could see that. And then when you, like you said, with the camera, it just came, it was gorgeous. So that was a little gift we got, and we're going to get it again tonight, hopefully.
Yeah.
That's
So,
what I hear.
I know,
They say it
excited.
could be even more intense
Ah,
tonight, so
Bring it
Yeah.
on. right?
stay up.
Yeah.
I know.
And I noticed on yours that you posted, if you kind of look at it a certain way, the red ones almost look like a heart.
Yes.
If you look,
Oh,
'cause
I'll
it
have to
has
look
a
at your
little
pictures.
indention like there toward the top. I was just like,
Well, we are the Sweetheart Station.
Well,
as I
yes, that's true. That is true.
Bradley, I
I
love
know,
that.
I
I
know.
love you noticing my
So,
heart.
See, attention to.
Attention to
stuff like
detail.
that.
There is you'll see the tower in there too on one of them, so that's pretty cool too. Yeah. I'm excited about it. Can't wait till tonight. And tonight should be a little bit warmer, so that's we okay. We like that a little bit warmer. Also last night the Lady Lions fell to Crawford County. It was a good game. Crawford County 47, Salem 32. We had Kelsey and Brock Dawson. They did a wonderful job and had a little trouble with the audio in the beginning, but they pulled through and got it all straightened up and did a wonderful broadcast. And I thank you for them. They're shakers and movers, and I appreciate them all that they do.
Yeah.
Also, let's see here. Bradley at Walmart. Let's check in real quick at Walmart. You guys are you got rid of all the Halloween stuff. Just
Yep.
about, I think everything's gone.
Yeah, the Christmas candy's out.
Yeah.
Or this time of year, from Halloween on, it's just like I try to stay away from that section because it's like you see something new or just the old favorites. It's just like wow. So yeah, we got that rocking and rolling. All the stuff is ready for the meal trains in Action Alley for Thanksgiving. And again, I know we've talked about it, but I'm very happy that the price of Thanksgiving dinner is going to be 25% less than last year.
Isn't that fantastic?
on the
That is good.
same
That's wonderful
great
news.
items. And turkey prices are the lowest since 2019. So that's
Love
a
that.
great thing. And a reminder to everybody, we close at normal time on Wednesday night before Thanksgiving, so if you need, but pickup will still have the normal times, but our deliveries will shut off earlier in the day, just
Makes
to
sense.
prepare for that.
Sure.
So no reason to not just either come in and get to see everybody, or have it delivered to your home, or come pick it up and do all that too. So deli's going with all their goodies for this time of year. The pumpkin rolls are still going strong. One of my favorites.
Oh, I know.
We talked about that
Yeah.
every year.
Yeah.
So we got you covered, and then the Christmas shop is rocking and rolling, and we're getting trees in nonstop. And again, most of our items are on rollback or at prices less than last year, even our Christmas shop. So I'm very happy for that too. So however you celebrate, big or small, come see us. We'll take care of you.
Right. Well, and I hope their ears are burning over there in the deli and the bakery, because someone was bragging on them the other day, and they were like, they just took great care of me. They had it all ready for me and had it all, made it personalized, and just did a great job. So hats off to all of them, and of course everybody over there. A great team over there, and we're very proud of our Salem store.
Come see Natalie. She'll get you a file going like you have. Probably won't be as thick as
She
yours.
has to have a
but
file, because I never remember what all I need, how many orders. So she's got her own Becky White file.
And she's got her Rolodex
Perfect.
in her head
Perfect.
too. She
It is
doesn't
true.
have to refer to it. She also has it in her head.
She's got it, yeah.
But yeah.
So she's got me taken care of, which I love.
Oh,
Love that.
one thing too. It's I know the big craze was like the ice cream with the Christmas tree cake ice cream, and we've got all of those. But this year we've got Star Crunch scented candles. We've got Christmas tree candles up there in the seasonal pad in the front corner. We've got Swiss roll scented candles. So and they smell like when you know how part of the excitement, well, for me, so I'm sorry if I'm speaking for everybody, but when you open that wrapper and you first get that smell of that's that Christmas tree. Yeah. So Christmas tree cake. So they smell really good. So.
See, just when you think you've seen everything, you guys always the latest and the greatest over there. Always good stuff, fun stuff too. So stop on in over Walmart. We're on to the 12th day of November. I want to say real quick, let's go back to Veterans Day. What a beautiful Veterans Day we've had. Yesterday, the weather was chilly, but you know what? We didn't have rain. We didn't have snow.
Yep.
It was chilly, bundled up, and all of the ceremonies and everybody. I hope the veterans, I hope their hearts are just busting with feeling so joy. I hope that they feel so they are valuable every day, but it's just so, I hope they were just busting with joy yesterday.
Oh, absolutely. We had a wonderful program out at West Washington, and we had lots of veterans who came out, and it was so wonderful to be able to see them. And our students, they participated in the program. Our choir kids and our ASL students did a wonderful tribute and performance to them, and that's something that I'm really proud of our school. Every year we have such a wonderful Veterans Day program, and we feed them lunch, and it's just a really wonderful thing that we're able to do, and a wonderful lesson that we're able to teach the students about what veterans do and what it means to sacrifice. And Officer Kerry Holes was our guest speaker, and he did an amazing job. I really enjoyed everything that he had to say, talking about his time in the Navy.
Yes.
And he spoke about an event that happened. It was during peacetime, but there was an emergency on the sub where he was serving, and he talked about how everyone on the sub, when they had the emergency, no one ran away from the problem. They all ran toward the problem. And that's just the type of people that we have who are serving in our military, folks who are always willing to run toward the problem to keep all of us safe. So a big thank you to all of our veterans.
I just got chills. I love that so much. Yes, and I love to hear his stories. I love it, and I could sit all day long and listen to the different stories, and everybody has got the different branches and what they what it meant to them, what they did, and we talked about yesterday. Every one of them would say they'd do it all over again.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So thankful.
Yeah, very thankful.
Yeah. One thing too, real quick, something you mentioned that I think that West Washington does a great job at is the kiddos, the American Sign Language.
Oh
class
yes, that's something we're really proud of, and the kids really love it. And we're so blessed out there to have Mr. John Harkness who teaches that. He comes from an ASL background. His family, he had many deaf people in his family, and he's known ASL his entire life. And so I know that he finds a lot of joy and a lot of pride in being able to teach that to our students.
And then you never know the person you impact that gets to go to something and gets to participate. They get to have the same experience that everybody else does. And I think that's just impressive. So,
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Very good. Very good. All right, we're on to the 12th day of November. Today is Chicken Soup for the Soul Day. Bradley like chicken soup?
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Absolutely. That's my husband's favorite. It's on request all the time that I make chicken
homemade?
soup. I do. I don't make the noodles homemade. I buy those at Walmart.
That's okay. That's okay.
That's okay. But the chicken noodle soup, the broth and everything.
I do make homemade broth. That's really easy to do. So.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Just. I'm with him on that. And did you put carrots in it?
Oh yes, I love carrots.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Bradley, you put it in yours?
Yes. But my favorite, I will have to say, there's a restaurant in town that makes it, and it makes it so easy. You just call, you take it home, and it's amazing.
Yeah. So chicken noodle soup, yum, for the soul, which is good for you. This is Fancy Rat and Mouse Day.
What?
Fancy Rat and Mouse Day.
What does that mean?
Well, it shows like a black and white rat and then a fancy mouse, I guess. Fancy Rat and Mouse Day. They're fancy. They're prettier ones. I guess they're kind of fancy. I don't.
Okay.
Everybody needs their holiday.
Sure. Absolutely.
I can't get WSLM Day, but I got a fancy rat day, which, but I saw a lady, and I'm not, okay, I don't know whether to put a disclaimer on this, but she came up on a nest of, this is on social media, which, you know what I mean? It wasn't AI. I do not believe it was AI. But, which sometimes it's hard to tell, right?
That is true.
But she had found a nest of mice, and she brought them in, and she just, yes. So I just thought, I guess it takes all types. I know. Kayla, I was cringing too. But you know how it's like one of those, like, you can't look away, but you're watching it. Like,
oh yes. Sometimes
goodness,
you can't look away.
I know. I'm like, why am I watching this? But I couldn't look away, and I was like, oh yeah. So, God made all different types.
He did. All the creatures have a purpose.
Yes. So, okay. So Fancy Rat and Mouse Day, Happy Hour Day.
Oh, fun times.
Right here, Coffee Club, right?
Yeah. This is happy hour.
Yeah. National French Dip Day. A French dip. Oh.
A French dip sandwich? Okay, all right.
The au jus. Oh.
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
We can celebrate that.
I could definitely get down with that. Ooh, National Pizza and the Works except anchovies.
That's a very specific holiday.
I know. It's with the works. Can you do that with?
I like all the things.
Yeah.
I can do. I'm with that, except for one additional caveat is no mushrooms.
I don't love mushrooms, but it's okay if they're on a pizza.
Yeah,
it's all right if they're on a pizza.
Bradley, I don't know that I knew that. No mushrooms.
This is a later in life thing. I don't know why. It's like one of those things. It's just like, because I used to be kind of neutral. It's okay.
So
now
when I
I'm
brought
just
you
like,
that mushroom and Swiss, that's why you didn't eat it.
yes. Oh, don't even. Yeah, I can't. No. I
Is
can't
it the
even.
texture? Which we have to diagnose. When did this come about? Okay, because
They say your taste buds change.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So that's what it is. They
Yeah.
just change.
Once you hit 30, you know, it just, you know.
I know. It's been downhill for the 5 years since.
I
I
know.
know.
Whole
know.
5 whole years.
But not. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
And you can't even do half. You can't even do works and half mushrooms and half not mushrooms because.
One sneaks itself
Oh,
over
it always,
there.
it always falls over. There's always,
no,
yeah.
no.
Well, do you remember okay, let's go back to Rachel and Ross, which I'm, you know.
On Friends?
Friends, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, remember whenever they were on a break and they were fighting, and so they were hungry. It was real late at night or whatever, you know. And she orders pizza, and he said, "Don't get anchovies." And she said, "Can you put a bunch of extra anchovies and then cut them up really small so that he couldn't take them off?" Do you remember that scene? I
Yes.
can't. Every time I think of anchovies, I think of that scene.
So.
Yeah. I can't do anchovies, or if I did, I just don't need to know about it. You know?
Yeah, I think anchovies are actually an ingredient in Caesar dressing and Caesar salad. And I love Caesar dressing,
too.
but I don't think that I love anchovies.
Yeah.
But I just have to forget that it's in there.
Yeah.
See, I don't know if
It's
like
one of those things.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I'm with you on
sneak
that.
it in,
because,
don't
like,
let me know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. All right. So, National Pizza Day, World Pneumonia Day. Well, let's hope we're getting in that season. We're going from extremely cold to warmer. We're gonna be warmer a few days here. So.
And I'm not advocating for any particular place, but last year was the first year I did a pneumonia shot.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah.
And it made all the difference in the world with just colds and everything in general. Even better than. I'm not saying not get a flu shot. I think those are important.
Where did you
too.
take the shot at, Brad? Does it go in your arm?
Goes in your arm, and it's one that kind of is a little bit sore.
Stingy.
Oh.
But definitely worth it.
Yeah.
Worth considering. So
Right.
talk to your healthcare provider
Well, and
and
you
see
got
if you're
beautiful
one.
pharmacists over here.
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
over there and talk.
Yeah.
I love that, and I love how personal and how they talk with you.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Check with them. Talk
Robbie
with
and the
them.
team,
They-
Jeff Day, everybody.
Oh,
you
they
know.
are fantastic,
So, but
yes.
and that's just a personal experience. I'm
Yeah.
not, a paid
Yeah.
spokesperson for that, but it did make a difference with me. If you've got allergies and stuff like that, I think it helped too. So.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I love that. All right, so and I think that we just need to make sure we take care of ourselves. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I know there's been lots of germs running around at school. I've even caught some, so make sure that you're taking care of yourself. We are definitely in the cold and flu season.
Yeah. Are you seeing that where where you can hear the snuffy noses and all that? And
Oh yes. I mean, I'm in the middle school and high school, but there are plenty of, sneezing and coughing, and we go through plenty of Kleenexes. That is for sure.
yeah, I bet you do, no doubt.
I had a scare yesterday. Somebody came back to see me. I was minding my own business in my office, not bothering a soul. They came back there to talk to me, and then just started sneezing in my office. I was like, "What just happened? Wait, what just happened here?" I'm sorry. Hand sanitizer and a Kleenex.
Yeah.
But no, but
Yeah.
they come out of nowhere. It's
Yeah.
just like, and so it was the realization. Well, we're in the season. It's
Yes.
the season.
Tis the
We
season.
are.
Well, I was
Yeah.
having a business lunch, and someone said they weren't coming because they weren't feeling well, and then they show up, and I'm like,
Once you've committed to not feeling well, stay with it.
right, and
Better
I'm like,
safe than sorry.
yeah, I had to sit at the end of the table. We got got to get away. I'm sorry, you know what I mean. I really tried to avoid that. I don't want it. You know what I mean. No, ain't nobody got time for that, right?
Nobody
None of
has
us in
time
this room
for it.
have time for
Yeah.
that, right?
No.
Yeah. So yeah, if you don't feel well, and I was very polite, but I was like,
Good to see you from a distance.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah.
All right, let's jump in. Let's see what we got going, Kayla. Always something going with Kayla, and let's pick up. So let's talk about. Okay, we've had last time you were on. It's been a moment. It's been a little bit.
Yeah, back last April, I think, was the last
Yeah.
time I was here.
So you've been a busy girl, though. A lot going on, and we're into November with the school corporation, and a lot of things you've conquered from the start of school to let's see here. We had fall break. We've had,
Oh, yes.
We've had a lot going on. So.
We have. I mean, it's been really busy out at school. We've made it through football season.
Oh, football,
We're
yeah.
into the middle, well, not really the middle, but the beginnings of basketball season, and both of those, our girls' teams, our boys' teams, they are
Yeah.
just practicing hard. I see them in the gym. I hear them in the gym, and they are hard at work. We made it through volleyball season. You know,
Yeah.
they had a great season.
Really good season.
Really proud of those teams. And then, of course, our drama club. We have been spending this whole since August, the end of August. We've been getting ready for our upcoming performance. So everybody's been so busy, so busy.
I'm so excited. Well, and let's talk about, like, okay, what you do. I think it is so good to bring attention to this. Okay, so you have all of these children, and then you come up with I'm going to just, and then I want you to fill in the blanks in a minute. I'm just kind of doing a rough draft. You come up with a performance, a play that you want, and then to find the right person for the right. That's what they were talking about. You know, I've been watching a lot about Wicked. You know.
Oh yes,
and
yeah.
they were talking about how, you know, they were like, and they wanted so much to get it right.
Yes. Oh, that's
and
hard
and you're doing
part
this
of directing.
Too. And this is what you do, and this is why you're so good at it. And it's I think it's something that is that probably one of your biggest stress.
Oh, absolutely. When it comes to auditioning and choosing parts for our actors and actresses, that's one of the biggest hurdles that we have, probably the biggest, because you want to be able to choose the person who's right for the role, who can bring that character to life, who can be different from who they are when they're on stage, and who can handle the challenges that the role is going to throw at them. Can they handle it vocally? Can they handle the character work? Can they handle the physicality of it? Some roles are extremely physical. So you have to think about a lot of things. You also have to think about the chemistry between the actors. Are they going to work well together? And it's a really difficult process, and it takes a lot of time. And I'm really glad to say that I have a wonderful team of directors who help me out at West Washington. We've got Hannah Ledgerwood and Sarah Burks, and sometimes we even bring in some other people to help us figure things out, because it really is a whole think tank situation to be able to put actors into the correct role.
Right. Well, and then especially then, like, in the beginning, because, you know, that's from the start date when they first, you know, start learning their role and start learning their lines till the actual production, they have grown huge. I mean, like, they're not that same person.
No, they aren't. You know, our show that we're doing this fall, it's called And Then There Were None. It's an Agatha Christie murder mystery, and it's a smaller cast. Yeah, a little creepy. It's a smaller cast, but because of that, these students are on stage a much longer time than what some of them have been used to in the past, and they have to be their character for such an extended period of time, even sometimes without lines. They're on stage, they're in character. And this has been a real push and a real challenge for our students. We've really pushed them to grow with character work specifically, like becoming that other person. How do they act? What do they do when they're by themselves? What do they do when they're interacting with others? How do they react to the situations around them? So much of acting is actually reacting. Mm-hmm. So we've been spending a lot of time with our students, and it's been fun to see them grow. We have a lot of younger kids who are in this production. You know, we graduated 10 seniors last year, and then the year before that we graduated 11 seniors. Wow. So our group is it's more on the younger side. Really talented kids, I have to say. They are just a super talented bunch. But for a lot of them, this is new to them, and they've really stepped up to the challenge. I'm so proud of them.
I'm sure. Yeah, and sometimes that younger, you know, they don't really they maybe don't realize the challenge. I mean, they just do it. You know what I mean? Sometimes that
they're not as nervous. They're like, okay, this is what we do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And you know, Brad and I, you know, we do rehearsals, and so if you needed, you know, we always want to put that out to you, Kayla, that if we get the call from Kayla, you know, if I see I've got the bat phone and Kayla needs us, and Brad and I will be there, you know, for whatever role you wanted us to go into. We have those little bit of skills.
Well, I will keep that in mind
we
for
tell you
sure.
that every time, and you always say that. Does she not always say that? I'll keep you in mind, and then her eyes goes over to the side.
My best role is enthusiastic audience member and appreciating what's going on.
Oh, but
the talent.
Brad, you were part of flight team.
Oh, I know.
That is some time that I was very blessed to be a part of that, and that's one of those things that you go, oh, someone later in life got me out of my comfort zone. So that was a great experience. So
I remember
still have the shirt. I still have the shirt,
back
the
there
pictures.
flying him. My bestie's doing that back there.
Yeah, still have the shirt, pictures, all that. So anyway, so back to like the younger kids, and it is. I think it's very important for people to understand that there's a lot of pieces to the puzzle.
So many pieces.
And like Becky said, you're good at that. I mean, it's obvious that you have the talent for that.
Thank you.
But when you have the younger kids and they're, and maybe I'm wrong, but you probably still, after you've selected everything, you're still like, is that going to be, do you ever second guess at first to go, well, maybe I could have gone this way because you have so many options to go?
Well, once the decision's made, I feel like the decision's made.
Okay, good.
So
good.
once we know, once people are in their roles, it's like, okay, this is what we're doing, and we're going to do what we have to do to get us to the end result that we need. And sometimes that takes a little more working with certain people than others. You know, some people just naturally roll right into something and it comes naturally to them. Other people, it takes a little bit of work, and I have to say our kids are always willing to put in the work. That is something that I'm very proud of our students at West Washington. They understand that things take time, and that being a part of theater really is, it's a challenge, and they recognize it and they take it seriously. Our kids love it. They're proud of the work that they do, and they should be, and they just put in so much time. Those kids are working so hard. So many of our kids are involved in other activities. They're stellar when it comes to academics. Some of them have outside jobs. I have one student, she has 2 jobs. She left rehearsal the other day. She grabbed her backpack and she was just on her way out the door as fast as she could, and we said bye, and she goes, I'm off to work. And I'm thinking, man, you are just killing it. You are out there just really busting tail in everything that you do. Like, she is such a hard worker, and so are all of our kids. They just work so hard.
I think these kids get a bad rap sometimes, that we want to focus on the negative, and you look around and go, they're doing a lot of great things.
They are.
Oh, I love
they
that.
are.
So another question I have that always intrigues me, and you've got people in place, and they're, how rewarding is it for you to see that person that you saw that character in them, and they maybe, you know, were working harder at it, but then you get to share that moment when they go, I've got this. How rewarding is that?
It's the best. It is just the absolute best. When we are in the rehearsal process, sometimes you have good rehearsals and sometimes you have really bad rehearsals. And the other day, we were rehearsing a really pivotal moment in And Then There Were None. It's like the climax where it's really like, who is the killer? I think it's this person, and there's a lot of high emotion running on stage. And it had been something that we had really been struggling with. And I finally saw the energy and the right stuff coming out of the kids. And I was literally jumping up and down in the gym. Like, I was just so excited. And it's just so much fun whenever that happens. And something with acting, if you've never been on stage, you might not know, but like energy, you just feed off of each other. And even as the director, even though I'm not on stage, I feel like I get to feed off of that too. When I see the kids who are, when it's clicking for them, I feel it clicking for me. Like, I'm just so excited. Like, it's excitement and pride, and everything is just, it's just the best feeling. I don't even know how to put it into words, but it's awesome when you see everything finally start to click and work.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's say that there's a character in okay, let's do Brad, okay? And you know, you're looking at him, you're thinking, oh, he'd be really good for this character. I'm just trying to, Kayla, because are you analyzing this right now as we speak, like just to see what?
Well, no, I'm
You
not.
just walk around analyzing.
I'm not.
I am. My range is limited.
But then let's say that you want to know, like, okay, so Brad's got like, he'd be perfect for this character. Everything checks all the boxes, but can he sing? So like, how do you like Bradley? Could you? I mean, do you try to say like, you know, like, do you try to get them to sing a little bit, just to, can I just hear a little?
Oh, absolutely. Whenever we're doing auditions for a musical, the vocal aspect of it is really important. Do they have the pipes for it?
Okay, would that
That's
be
important.
like your first, or would like, or Brad's got so many other things that we're going to bring this music to it? We'll turn the music up a little louder.
Oh,
so
we wouldn't do that.
Okay.
It depends. You know, there are some roles where you can adjust the singing a little bit for certain things.
I actually can sing better than
And
people
you got
know
me
because I don't
my
sing
first
for anyone in
Christmas
front of
present.
anyone.
Listen to me over
I
here.
really don't. I know.
I know.
But I mean, that's one of those things that I'm not a. I have always been around music, and
Yeah.
you know, I actually play multiple instruments that not very many people
He's
have
got
been
skills.
witness to that. But
I know,
but,
but and then,
you know, it's. But the thing
could
about it is,
sing.
I would be one of those that, if you said, "Hey, you know, maybe you could do this," I'd be like, you know, that would get me out of my comfort zone because I will appreciate music and sing certain things for Max.
okay, well Max gets it, yeah.
Max
so
gets it.
so Max would tell you how good of a singer he is, yeah.
And that's Brad's dog, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Sing a song. Don't worry that. No, I think
but
you can pull it
I'm
off.
one of
Brad.
those that know my strength. My instruments are my strength over singing.
Well, but I think he could pull it off.
Well, I have to talk about our music director, our choir director, our band director, and our music director for theater when it comes to this, Miss Hannah Ledgerwood.
Amazing.
She really is amazing, and she can see things in students,
I love that.
and she is really
That's
my
a gift.
go-to
That's a
when
gift.
it comes to that. And she can pull it out of the kids too. She knows where things that she can sense what they lack and where they need to work, and she works with our kids. She works hard with our kids, and she can pull them from being an okay singer to wow, just
Oh, I
wow.
love that.
And you know, she's very talented, and she works really hard, and she works really hard with our kids, and she's grown our music program at West Washington. It's phenomenal. I mean, we are so proud of it. We are so proud of her. We are so proud of those students. Yesterday at the Veterans Day program, our choir sang, and they sounded beautiful, and the harmonies were all there, and they were rich, and they were deep, and those kids were just killing it. And I know that she's worked so hard with them to get them where they need to be, and the kids have worked hard too.
Yeah, and that's so valuable. I mean, I go back, and I know I'm kind of backtracking here, but you go back to our elementary days with Sarah Minor. Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, if you didn't love, if everyone that you fell in love with America. I mean,
You did. You did.
You could not help but love America. She really,
Yes.
I mean, couldn't be any more.
She taught us well.
Didn't she though?
She
So
did.
good.
She
And
taught
I
us
think-
well.
And then like yesterday, like listening to those songs and getting those in the children's hearts, you know, and
Yes.
knowing that, you know.
I'll never forget. You were in the Brady Singers. I was in the Brady Boys.
Me too.
And Gina Thompson tap danced for our Veterans Day
Absolutely.
program.
Yes.
Yeah, so,
Yeah. It was beautiful. It's just it's just and that's a love, and that's forever like in your heart. And then now it's being passed on. I love this. you
And
know.
Mrs. Baker too.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't have Mrs. Baker, but for sure Mrs. Minor. And, you know, it's interesting to look back and think about what we do today. For me, especially being a teacher myself and then working with kids with the arts, I look back on all of my previous teachers and what an impact they had, and a responsibility almost that I feel to take the things that they taught me and make sure that today's kids learn those same things. And definitely Mrs. Minor is one of those people who had a big impact on me.
Ta ti ta. Remember?
Well, one thing about her was
I love her.
in Brady Boys, Ian Farnsley and I had a solo duet, And I was absolutely, there's no way I can do this, because I was fine being part of the group. And Ian Farnsey was the same way. It's like, but you know what? We did it. She got it.
Yeah,
out there.
she pulls it out too. Yeah. I think the reason that, because that's just our first start, and our first love, it seemed, we got an early start of it and love of it. And I'm glad that that's you talk about I guess a jewel in your crown, Kayla, to have and to use, like what you said. I feel like when you're given gifts, use them. And I feel like that's been very much a gift to have had her and to have.
Oh, absolutely.
And then now you can take it and keep spreading the seeds. I feel like.
Well, I think that's what makes your program successful. From outsider looking in, is like you got all of these people, and with you all, just kind of doesn't seem like it's not an ego thing. It's I'm great at this, she's great at this, she's great at this, and you just kind of figure out a way to make that be a compliment, not so all of you all's gifts, because every single one of you attached to that program, Ms. Burks also, just have a talent and a gift, and you're okay helping get this out with a combination of everything, and I think that is and that's a good lesson for the kids to see that too.
Absolutely. We're a team, me, Mrs. Ledgerwood, Mrs. Burks, and our students. We rely on each other. Theater doesn't happen without the group, and that's such an important thing to learn just about life. If you want to accomplish anything within the business world, within a family, it has to be about us and not just about the individual.
Love that very much. All right, let's jump in and let's find out, kind of without giving all of it away, but tell us a little bit about what this play and explain. Yeah.
Okay.
I do have a question. It
Yeah.
was originally a different name, right?
It was. It's actually been, I think it's had a few different names. So it's an Agatha Christie mystery. It's the stage version of a novel that she wrote. Some people may know it, may remember it as 10 Little Indians, but they have since, changed the name, and it is called And Then There Were None. And the premise of the whole story is that you have 10 strangers who have received invitations to work or visit or come holiday at a place called Soldier Island. And they all arrive to the island. They're all strangers. And as the story unfolds, you learn a little bit about each one of their personalities, but you also learn about their background. And pretty early on in the story, a disembodied voice comes across, it ends up being from a record, comes across and accuses every single person on the island of a murder. And so the audience is left with, did these people really commit these murders, or are these people innocent? Are some of them innocent? Are some of them murderers? And by the end of the very first scene, one of those 10 people is dead. So who has done it? And as the story continues, there's many more murders and disappearances and things that happen. And so it really keeps the audience on their toes. If you're paying attention, there's a lot of opportunities for anyone to be the murderer, for anyone to be the next victim. It's a really fun and interesting type of show. It's fun to do a murder mystery. We haven't done one of those in a long time.
I love those, yeah, I know. And I love to watch them. Those are so much fun.
Yes.
What you think, always try to figure it out. So what was the most challenging with this one? I'd love to hear the challenges behind the scenes.
Well, there's a lot of lines in this particular show. It's a lot. And for some students who maybe haven't had such a big role to be able to tackle memorizing everything that needs to be said, it's been a challenge. And not only memorizing it, but making sure that you're in character throughout the entire delivery. Honestly, in some ways, musicals are a little bit easier than a straight show where there's no music, because it's so much easier to memorize music and to kind of have that, I don't know, that I feel like musicals tend to be a little bit happy, and so it's easy to pull that emotion to the surface, where a show like this, you're pulling a lot of emotions to the surface. And for our kids, sometimes it's emotions that they've never even experienced, that they have to figure out how to present that. And so it's been a lot of character work and being able to memorize everything. And with the lines, there's so many lines in this show, it's a complicated plot. And if you accidentally leave something out, you could leave out a really important plot point, leaving everybody going, well, wait, this doesn't make any sense. So the kids have to be really on it.
Responsibility.
It is.
Oh, wow.
So, putting Becky on the spot here.
Okay,
so,
I
Kayla,
do, yeah.
as a director, how are you going to make Becky, who can't keep a secret, who can't, like, she shows her emotions, how do you turn her into the murderer and no one knows until the right time?
Well, you just really have to work on leaving yourself behind and putting yourself in that character's shoes. You have to understand the character's motivations. Why are they doing the things that they're doing? What are they feeling in that moment and not what you're feeling in that moment? So you have to almost an out-of-body experience, maybe. I don't know. You have to almost look at yourself as that character instead of you. And you have to just imagine what they would do and do that instead of what you want to do.
I love that.
Yeah. So is that how you approach the younger ones that maybe haven't experienced these types of things? That's kind of how you get them to become their character?
Yes, yeah. We have to, how would you react in this situation? Okay. Is that how your character would react? And sometimes the answer is yes. And sometimes the answer is no. I don't think that they would react that way. So what are you going to do to be that character? And one fun thing, I know Mrs. Burks and I really enjoy this, is when we get to get up on stage and when the kids are really struggling with something, we're like, okay, watch us do it. We're going to be this character, watch us do it. And sometimes being able to see somebody else's interpretation of that character can help the kids with their interpretation of it. So it's a lot of fun.
Well, I was thinking, you're talking about a younger group, and probably 90% of them have not even seen it like a murder mystery. So, or, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
probably a lot
some of them haven't, yes.
Seen a murder mystery, played out.
Mm-hmm.
And they probably, to get their head wrapped around the whole idea of it,
right,
is probably quite a bit of a challenge.
Oh,
too,
yes. Oh, yes. And then there's a love story that's also wrapped up in the show. I mean, what good story doesn't have a love story?
Well, I can name a few. But no,
there's a love story.
So,
of course.
That's
bad boy.
That throws another wrench in the spokes there.
But are one of the people in the love story the murderer? And are they going?
Now that's
a question that comes up.
Killing me softly with his.
That's too much, It's like that's like the next one to that is I fell in love with a mass murderer.
There we go.
I feel like no. Oh, so that's cool. So it's like, so there could be love or heartbreak.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
With
Kayla
murderer.
keeps us on the edge.
Wow.
I'm thinking though, like with all of this going on. Okay, think about what you just said. So there's 10 that's going to go on to an island.
Yes.
So you have a actual room filled with 10 feeding off each other, being quiet. I'm just thinking, like the dialogue, like who goes, who when. I mean, like in timing.
Oh
like,
yeah, that's been such a difficult thing for the kids too, like to overcome the timing. Because in a room filled with 10 people, there's lots of conversations happening. But it would be mass chaos if the audience were to hear everything all at once. So you hear snippets of conversations, but it has to feel natural. So the kids have to be listening to a conversation that's happening on the other side of the stage and be ready to pipe in when it's their time, but it has to feel like it's two separate conversations. It's a lot. It's a challenge. Yeah. These kids have grown a lot. I mean, we've asked a lot of them. This is definitely a hard show.
I can see that. I think it would be. I think that not to take away from your other shows, because your shows are like productions, which love. But like a lot of times they're like huge props you have, like from the flying to the Wizard of Oz, and just all the different. I don't want to leave any of them out, but all the different from the Peter Pan to the so many great ones from Beauty and the Beast. I mean, all of your productions are just like. It seems like this is going to be not so much props, just more challenging the children, or the child, right? Is that?
Yeah, as far as sets go, we have one set, which is,
See?
it's handy. It's handy to have one set, but it can also sometimes be a lot of work to put in one set. I know our construction class out at school, Dennis Tankersley runs that. They have put up our walls. They put so much into our set, but because it is one set, it's a little bit more complicated. There's lots of doors, there's lots of windows, and then the decorations to make it feel real and make it feel like we're inside a mansion has been, a lot to put together. And we've had a lot of kids helping us. We've got a good crew who have been working really hard getting all of that together. And as far as props, those have been not too bad to come across. Probably the most challenging prop is that we needed a gramophone, and we had one of our parents who was able to order that for us. And so we've got a really cool golden gramophone that's part of the set that really, really looks nice. And then one of the things that I kind of left out when I was telling about the story earlier is that as people begin disappearing or dying on the island, there are 10 soldiers up on the mantelpiece above the fireplace, and every time someone dies or goes missing, one of those soldiers also disappears. So there's a little little haunting mystery added there with the missing soldiers.
That's cool.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Well, I don't think we've talked about the date. When is it?
Oh, well, it is November 21st, 22nd, and 23rd, the weekend right before Thanksgiving.
Oh, Nate.
So it's coming up, not this weekend, but the next.
Right. That'll be perfect for those coming in from from out of town.
Absolutely.
That's
Bring everybody. It's going to be so much fun.
Yeah. Can they purchase tickets at the door? Or do they need to
Yes.
get there?
So we only sell tickets at the door,
Okay.
so no need to purchase them ahead of time.
Love that.
And they're $10. Every ticket's $10. And we are going to be performing Friday the 21st at 7:30, Saturday the 22nd at 7:30, and then Sunday the 23rd at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So we've got a matinee there. And doors open 30 minutes before the show. And we also have like a silent auction raffle situation that we do at all of our shows that helps bring in some funds so that we can keep doing the awesome things that we're doing. So you can catch a little early Christmas shopping from some of that. We always have some really wonderful donations from businesses and just individuals who care about the arts and want to help us out.
So out there, donate. If you have something that would be cool to do that, to fundraise, go more than once. And when you're there, also just give an extra donation.
Right.
This is such a great program, and all of that. So
Yeah, we really appreciate that. Putting on shows like this, it's costly,
Oh, yeah.
but it's worth it. And this spring, we've got a big show coming up. We're going to be doing Little Shop of Horrors in April, and that one is not going to be cheap. So we are definitely already gearing up and fundraising for the spring. So
Okay.
financially, the show, we've kind of got it under control, but it's always a
Absolutely.
circle. We're
sure.
getting ready for the next thing. We're always thinking ahead and planning ahead and wanting to make sure that we are giving our students plenty of opportunities to be on stage.
Now, have you started just not necessarily just penciling in some of the different characters possibly who would be good for these characters for that show?
I am so excited because my students are so excited for Little Shop. I was a little down when I first announced that we were doing Little Shop because I don't think the kids knew the show.
Oh, yeah.
And so they were kind of like, oh, okay, well, I guess we'll do that. I guess maybe I should find out what that is. So they all went home, they watched the movie, they listened to the Broadway soundtrack, and they are so excited. The way that they are practicing for roles they don't even know that they have yet is so much fun. I had one mom who told me, she's like, I'm actually mad at you for doing this show. And I'm like, why? And she's like, if I have to hear my child sing Suddenly Seymour one more time, I'm going to lose it. And I was like, that actually makes me so happy. And she's like, well, it makes me happy too, but I really am tired of that song.
I love that.
You're like, where's the downside to that?
Yeah,
I don't see it.
yeah. There's nothing. Yeah, and you're welcome.
Yes.
Now, what about then? Like what we talked about, like looking at the child to see like what role would be good. But do like okay, like if Brad and I came to you and we said we really want to be this role. I mean, do you also listen to the? I mean, does the kids ever come to you and ask to be this role? I mean,
Oh, the kids come to me with all sorts of ideas.
yeah.
Always full of ideas.
Yeah.
But it all depends on how the audition goes and who prepares. You know, kids surprise me. They see something and they go for it and they put in the time and the effort, and sometimes it really pays off, and they grow and they're able, and it's like, okay, you can do that. You've shown me you can do that.
If you started back in August, like when school started, right?
Yes, we did.
So did you make the announcement then, or what? How did that? And how did you all of a sudden pull it all together?
We usually announce our upcoming season after our spring musical, so we'll be announcing next year at about the end of April this year. So the kids know what shows are coming up, and so they kind of have an idea. Mm-hmm. And then when we announce auditions, they're always super nervous, but they always show up and show out.
What's an audition look like?
Well, for a straight show like And Then There Were None, we give the kids some script materials, and we say, hey, whatever character you're thinking that you want to try out for, here's what you can prepare for that role. And then they come in individually, and we do a scene with them, and we record it, and we take notes, and then we send them out, and the next kid comes in. Sometimes we have to have callbacks where we will have the kids interact with each other to see who's going to have chemistry within certain roles, and so that's really helpful. And then when it's a musical, we do the exact same thing, but we also have some singing and sometimes some dancing that they have to perform to see, where their skills are there.
I love that. Yeah. And then do you ever like let's say that Brad's trying out, and Brad, you used a lot. He's trying out for one role, and this is what I want to do, or this one role, and this is what I want to do. But then you're realizing that you'd be actually better. Do you have him read something like?
Yes. Sometimes we do.
You see what I'm saying? Like he walks
Yep.
in, and let's say he wants to be one character, but then you're like, oh no, why don't you read this and see how you?
Yes, we do that often, actually.
Because once you see him, like,
Mm-hmm.
or, oh, you've got, you've really got talent. Let's go, or
Right. And sometimes you just want to see how they do under pressure,
A Star is Born, Brad.
I know. Thank you.
That's what Jeannie said.
He's talented.
That's right. On the day you were born.
Yeah.
A Star is Born.
Yes. So when that happens, and you say, hey, let's change gears here for a minute. So when you see that even under that pressure and everything, they kind of are like, oh, is it that you look for them changing gears and then feeling more natural as that second character? Or is it something you think, well, they could get there with this one with work more than this one?
It just depends. Sometimes they do. You say, oh, why don't you read this character? And then it just comes out of them, and it's very natural, and they might not have even seen it themselves. Mm-hmm. And other times you see, okay, we could get them there. Like, this is their baseline with no preparation. I can see where we can get them to the next level.
Yeah, because we ask you all these questions because we love to know the creative process, because we don't have that creative process.
No, we're like, yeah.
And
also if we ever want to be in a row.
So it's like, I just want to hear that. I like how the stuff's made, not just the final product.
No, behind the scenes with Kayla, this is the best. I love it. Well, and then when we're watching your production and you're realizing this, it's so important to realize how much they have to be an athlete, how much talent they have to do. And I think sometimes we just watch it because they make it look easy. Kayla, you make it look easy.
And that's the goal. We want it to look effortless. We want it to look natural, and like this is just the easiest thing that we've ever done in our lives. And it's not.
No.
It's not at all. And it's funny. My grandmother might be listening,
Aww.
but she all the time, she's like, "Why do you
I
rehearse
do love
so
her.
much? Why are you always at rehearsal?"
Aw.
And I'm like, "Because it takes so much time." And she's like, "But you always do a good job." I'm like, "Well, that's really sweet, Grandma, but we do a good job because we work so hard." And so I feel like
love that.
a lot of people, they see it from her perspective.
Sure.
As far as I know, she's not ever been in a production like that, so she doesn't know. And a lot of people see it that way, and they think, "Why do you all rehearse so much? Why? Oh my goodness, you're putting in so much time. It's fine." Well, it takes all of that to get it to the right spot.
I think part of that too is, and we love your grandma, by the way.
Yes.
I love her
Oh my
too.
gosh.
Absolutely.
I love her.
I love it right here. Everybody in the room.
She
loves
is
her.
one of the biggest fans, I tell
Absolutely.
you.
Yeah.
But on top of that, I think probably when people are used to seeing or being around people with talent like you have, it does not ever dawn on us that you have to practice, because we see just the natural talent.
Mhm.
And I think sometimes that's why it's like, "Oh, you got this." That's
Yeah.
like, why do you have to practice so much? So I can kind of see that perspective that she would have, because it's like, well, you're talented. I mean, and you're great at what you do. Why do you have to practice? And
Right.
so it's like, and but it is always good to like sit there and say, your kid, your family member, whoever, and just see that it just looks so effortless. So
Yeah.
it's,
And
it's
I
always
think
good.
practice is important no matter what somebody is
I
doing.
agree.
You look at
Yeah.
our athletes who are just doing phenomenal work out there on the court and on the field,
Mhm.
and you think, "Wow, they are just so talented," and they are, but they also have been putting in the work. They've been working really hard off season, all of those things. And our actors and actresses do the same thing. We have kids who take voice lessons, who are putting in so much time and effort to work on their vocal aspect of things, just because they want to be a better performer when it comes to theater. And we have kids who are in shows outside of school, one, because they love theater, but also they just want as much experience as possible.
Sure.
They want
great.
to just soak it all up, and they're putting in all that effort with whatever role it is that they've got, just so they can learn and that they can practice and they can be better.
Yeah. Well, practice is, you're spot on with all of that. One thing that I always think that's impressive to me, that whatever you're doing, that practice translates to real life. It translates to work later. It's like one of those things that if you have someone who, I have a peer that is just, it seems effortless on their presentations, but I've seen the same presentation for a series that we've been working on, and it's just like seems real easy. And I talk to them, and they're just like, it's the same presentation over a matter of 3 days, but I practice every single time in between presentations, and it's one of those things. And this gives kids a great work ethic and all of that, and attention to detail, and so I think those are all skills that you may never sing in front of public again, or whatever, or you may not go into drama or whatever as a career. All of that stuff and all that hard work and dedication, it gives you a work ethic that I think just makes you even more successful.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. My students, I may not ever have one who goes into theater professionally, and that's okay. But I've been doing this for several years, and I look out and I see all the success that my previous students have found. And I know that theater was a little bit part of that, and that they learned something that has made them a successful person out there in the world. And that's really the goal. I want my kids to leave and just be better. Be better in some way than they were when they came, that they learned something that they can use and put into action, whatever road they decide to travel.
You all are for sure doing that.
Yeah. Just more tools in their toolbox.
Absolutely.
I mean, and I love that. That's just fantastic. Well, and I love that. I think it's important to remind everybody and just bring that attention when we sit down to watch to watch it. Just remember what all went into it and how much work it did take. Yes. And Kayla, you are excellent. You are an excellence. I mean, you have always been strive for excellence. And so it would, I mean, this just makes sense that you'd be pounding the pavement to get to make sure we have practices, to make sure everybody, and also it gives a comfort to the students too, because the more they practice, the more comfortable they are with it, of course, the easier it's going to be for them.
Absolutely. They probably are tired of me saying this, but I'll say, oh, that was so much better. Let's do it again. They're like, but we did it right. I'm like, I know, but we need muscle memory. Like, you have to do it right every time. So we'll do something that they did well again.
I love it. I love that. Yeah. Well, I think it's going to be fantastic. I can't wait to. I love this. I love the mystery, the murder mystery. I think it's going to be fun. And how many students approximately do you have?
Oh goodness, 20 plus altogether.
Oh,
I mean, we have 10 who are in the. Well, no, I think there's 12 in the immediate cast, and then we've got all of our crew kids who are working hard behind the scenes. So it's 20 plus. Always a little bit smaller numbers when it comes to a straight show versus a musical. But, they're working really hard.
Oh, yeah. And you bring up a good point, too. Behind the scenes, all of that. I mean, you have the ones that are actually, performing on stage and doing that. But you have so many great supporters behind the scenes, too.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And, sometimes those kids might not get the recognition that they deserve, but they've put in a lot of hard work to make things happen. We have some lights that are happening on stage in this, and I have one student who it is her job to make sure that these lights are on when they're supposed to be on and off when they're supposed to be off. And it's just pushing a button, but she's got to be correct when she is pushing this one button. And so I think that is also just something important that the kids learn from this, is like, my job might seem so small, but it is so important. And maybe you are just pushing that button, but somebody has to, and they have to do it correctly, and you're the one who's been trained to do it, so we need you.
Love that. Love it.
Yep, absolutely.
Time's going by so fast, we got to get out of here. But Kayla, let's go over the dates again. And
absolutely. So we are performing And Then There Were None on November 21st and 22nd at 7:30 on both of those nights. And then on the afternoon of November 23rd, we are performing at 3 o'clock. All tickets are $10, and you can purchase those at the door. And doors open about 30 minutes prior to showtime, and we ask that everybody comes in door 17 out at school. And if anyone is interested in donating anything to our silent auction, if you want to just call out to the high school office and talk to Mrs. Trish Guthrie, she will take care of that for you. She is in charge of our theater parent boosters this year, and she's doing a great job, and she will get all of that taken care of for us.
Absolutely. So go, all 3 shows.
Yeah.
Give a cash donation, find something to donate to their silent auction, everything. So, great job out there. You guys doing amazing work. So, come out and support it.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Kayla. Let's thank our sponsors, Bradley.
All right, we've got Meadowview Healthcare, Walmart, Salem Crossing, Americans for Prosperity, Mama Rose's, Fox Purley Wealth Management, Dr. Blackside Associates, Dr. Minnie Gunn, Marshall Monuments, McAllister Land Consulting, Springer and Springer Insurance, Schneck Hospital, and Temple and Temple.
All right, let's have the best Wednesday ever.
Best one ever.
Move over, Turkey. It's Chicken Month at your Salem and Southern Indiana McDonald's. We're celebrating our favorite chicken items and pairings all month long with unmissable value and bold new flavors. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? At McDonald's, they both come with savings. Grab a $5 sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles extra value meal and an $8 10-piece Chicken McNuggets extra value meal for a limited time. National Fried Chicken Sandwich Day, only on November. 9. Celebrate National Fried Chicken Day by scoring a $2 McCrispy sandwich, available for 1 day, exclusively through the McDonald's app. And be sure and get your chicken sauced up with new Buffalo Ranch sauce. Add our new Buffalo Ranch sauce to any order, or grab a Buffalo Ranch snack wrap, Bacon Buffalo Ranch McCrispy sandwich, and Deluxe Bacon Buffalo Ranch McCrispy sandwich. Stop by Salem McDonald's for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or before and after the basketball games this winter. At McDonald's, we're loving it.
Indiana. All Elite Wrestling is bringing you an epic night of professional wrestling as AEW Dynamite invades the Fishers Event Center Wednesday, December 3rd at 7:30 p.m. Fans can expect an action-packed evening featuring AEW's incredible roster of male and female wrestlers. Witness the athleticism, massive personalities, and exciting storylines that have made AEW a sensation. This event will be broadcast on TBS. See the best wrestlers for the best price and get your tickets now at FishersEventCenter.com. There is an 8-ticket limit per household. Groups of 10 or more receive $10 off select tickets. And keep your radios tuned to WSLM for your chance to win a pair of tickets to watch the SmackDown in person.
When it comes to getting the job done right, from driveways to bridge work, and paving to construction and excavating, there's one name you can count on: Temple & Temple Excavating. Serving homeowners and also handling big jobs for city, county, and state highway projects, they've built a reputation on quality work since 1948. Driveways, construction, demolition. If you need it moved, cleared, built, or torn down, call Temple & Temple Excavating at 812-883-6644. Temple & Temple have been supporting Washington County for 77 years, one project at a time. Call Temple & Temple today at 812-883-6644 or find them online at templeandtemple.com, where you can also apply for job opportunities.
Good morning. This is Lauren Mitchell with your Monday morning weather from the WSLM weather station. I'm sure if you were watching yesterday afternoon, you saw that we got our first snowflakes of the fall and our first below freezing temps in this part of the year. We're under a winter weather advisory with periods of snow starting this morning around 8 a.m. and will continue until about noon. We're tracking several different models, but they all point to about an inch of snow or less. It should be dry, so it will blow off easily or can be brushed off with a good broom. And look on the bright side. By Wednesday, we'll be back in the 60s and almost 70 by the weekend. Where else can you have all the seasons of the year in 1 week but in Indiana? I'll keep an eye on the weather so you don't have to. I'm Lauren Mitchell for WSLM Weather, brought to you by Salem Hardwood Lumber.
Hi, this is Becky.
Broadcasting from the real world, The Rick Burgess Show.
Keeping it real, trying to make sense of it all. Speedy, Greg, Adler, all here. We're running through another show today. Thank you for being with us. Anything you missed, catch it on the Daily Archives, either on our YouTube channel or our podcast channel. So keep that in mind. For those of you out there that may not be aware, you don't have to miss a minute of the show on your own time. All right, so as we are working our way into the hour, Andy Andrews, our guest. Andy, hello. How you doing, buddy?
Hey.
So what were you going to say before we get into your official stuff, your official business
This
here
may
today?
be deeper than you guys want to go.
Look, this show is very deep. I mean, you wouldn't believe this. You wouldn't believe the shocking conversation we've already had today. Dark chocolate.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I missed that.
You want some 85%?
Tell me we don't cover deep topics. So go ahead.
Well, here's just a thought that I had. You know, I heard Adler say that, you know, I mean, you're a Christian. I guess you're a Christian. I don't know. I didn't ask.
Yeah.
And I thought Adler had a good point about what kind of employee, you know, what kind of hole do you want to leave in the place when you leave? Do you
Well,
want the boss going, yeah, well, that's fine. We don't miss him. Or, oh, my gosh, let's cover. We got to get this guy back.
Yep.
You know, I mean, what kind of team member are you going to be?
Yep.
But the Christian thing did kind of hit me. And I get a thing every day. It's called The Journey. And it literally takes 30 seconds to read.
Mm-hmm.
And it's every day. And it's like God is talking to you.
Right.
And so it's the thing I subscribe to. And today's, it said this, and this really hit me. And then I heard y'all talking about this. It said, for some, you'll be the only connection to me that they have in their lives. Furthermore, that connection might only be an observation of you. Yet from that engagement, whether a moment of observation or a longer relationship, that person will form a complex judgment about you and about me, which will become a shaping part of their life and influence other decisions. Most often, you will not know who this is, so the behavior and words they observe in you are of critical importance. Imitate me in everything you do. Live a life filled with love. Follow me closely to ensure you're an example of me for them. And it just occurs to me that, I mean, you know how workplaces are, and it just occurs to me that there are people that go, well, yeah, he's a Christian. Well, yeah, that's the way they are. And I know that's getting in crazy ground, but I just think
I do think, and again, he's got to take care of everything. All that can be used in the right way. There is an approach, if the person is a person of faith, that has people thinking, man, these people have a higher calling on their life. There's nothing that bothers me more, and I'm not saying this has anything to do with his work ethic. I just think he needs to try to work it out as best he can and care about all aspects of this, not just one.
Right.
However, on the point here, it does bother me, and we talk about this a lot, and it's what Adler was talking about, because it is in Scripture that we work in a way like we're working for God, because ultimately we answer to Him, not even the person we work for. But there's nothing, I think, that sends a worse message, and I'm not talking about this guy.
Right.
It's just opened up the topic.
It opened up the topic.
Is people who walk around putting Bible verses all over their desk or all over their workplace and all over their social media, and they have a terrible work ethic.
Yeah.
And they're lazy, and they're always the complainer, and in the workplace, as you just said, they're a terrible representation of the Bible verses on their computer and on their social media.
Yeah. A lady that used to work for us said that she would not put an ichthus, the fish, she said she would not put an ichthus on her car because she said, I get too mad in traffic and I don't want people to know.
and the audience is already saying it, no, I don't have one on my car.
Right.
Because if there's an area that I'm being sanctified in, it's traffic. I am a work in progress.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Andy, we got some stuff to do today. You ready to go to work? Speaking of work?
I'm ready.
Hey, Andy, what's the deal?
If you want to join us, come on.
BS or is the story real? Be true or BS? Andy Andrews is ready. Are you? Is the story BS or be true?
Okay, so Andy, here are our categories today. A shocking taste. Speaking of dark chocolate. Just another Soviet fire. Wow, you come. The bus jumper. It's camel season. Glimmer, glimmer. There they are.
Yeah.
All right, so let's bring Grant in here. Grant,
I'm ready to win every one of them.
Grant, how you doing, buddy? Hey, Grant.
Good. How are you?
We're good. I hope that you're ready to play. Would you like to hear a shocking taste? Just another Soviet fire. The bus jumper. It's camel season. Or glimmer, glimmer.
It's camel season.
It's camel season. Saw that coming. Andy, here it is. Is this true or is it Andy made it up?
Okay, here we go. Australia is home to the largest feral camel population in the world, with several million camels roaming across more than 40% of Australia's mainland. The camels are descendants of those imported by Arabic visitors in the 19th century, many of which later escaped or were released. Their presence has become a serious ecological and infrastructure problem. Feral camels trample and overgraze vegetation, compete with livestock and native species for water, damaging watering points, fouling remote water holes, and accelerating erosion of fragile desert ecosystems. During droughts, as water becomes scarce, camels will move into human settlements, knocking down doors, damaging air conditioners or water taps, and pressuring infrastructure. To reduce numbers, open season has been declared on camels. Shooters head into the deserts in pickups, and it's not unusual for a shooter to kill 100 in a day.
Andy.
One shooter sent in country from the Australian Marines shot more than 450 camels in one day. And still not a seeming dent in the population as the camels move into neighborhoods, smashing fences and swing sets. Is this BS or be true?
Grant?
Won't say BS.
It's true.
Oh!
And do you know how I found out about this? Adam, my youngest son, was watching YouTube on the big screen one day, and I'm looking up. I just go through the room, and there's camels just falling, boom, boom, boom. And I said, "What are you watching?" He said, "This is in Australia." I said, "You've got to be kidding me." And he said, "Look at this. Look, I've watched this before. This guy kills 84 camels."
God.
And I mean, it's just like,
Okay, I'm going to ask just a real simple question because all of us here, I've seen the size of a camel. You're shooting a high-powered rifle.
oh yeah, yeah.
You realize how many times you took a kick on the shoulder shooting that many camels?
Oh yeah.
I mean, you're shooting a lot.
We've had a camel in here, in the studio.
In here.
Big animal.
Big one.
Wow.
I didn't realize that they
Did you shoot it?
We started to, but we didn't. He was really friendly.
You know what?
By the way, I saw that.
rode him.
I rode that camel when it was in here. What was that? Almost.
Yes, you did.
2 years ago,
Yeah,
almost.
you did.
Wet, too.
I was at a kid's birthday party, rolled up. Same camel was there, and he's bigger. He's even bigger now.
bigger?
And he remembered me. I was like, "Buddy, it's me." And he was like, "Yeah, I remember you." But the guy says, "Hey, I feel bad. I forget his name." It's like
great,
Hank. I think it's Hank.
It is Hank.
Hank.
I remember.
Hank the camel.
Attaboy,
Yep.
Adler was in here on top of us.
Yeah. Did you,
Little thing.
I didn't know they reproduce at such a rate this is not putting it
I
in.
didn't know
It sounds
that
like
either.
feral hogs.
I know.
It's just camels.
But they have camels, rabbits, and emus in Australia that they're trying to get rid of.
Oh, yeah. And they're all pretty good at what they do.
Yeah.
All right, we'll come back. We'll take another contestant. Wow. So it's camel season is off the board now. We'll come back and we'll get another contestant. Andy is 1-0.
Yeah, look at he's
and
so
looking
happy.
good.
He's
Looking
so
good. Look
happy.
at him. We'll be back. More of the show coming up right after this.
This is the Rick Burgess Show.
You've heard me talk about Relief Factor, how people enjoy a more pain-free life because of it. If you're dealing with everyday pain, Relief Factor has a pretty pain-free offer. Their 3-week quick start is $19.95, less than $1 a day. Now, Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. It doesn't just mask pain temporarily. It helps reduce it, and for a lot of folks, it eliminates their pain. Give it a try today at ReliefFactor.com or call them 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF, or go to rickburgessshow.com for info. MyPillow is excited to announce they're having their biggest 3-in-1 sale ever. My slippers, only $39.98, any color and any style. Perfect for cooler weather. My towels are finally back in stock. Got a 6-piece My Towel set for just $39.98. The limited edition premium My Pillows are just $17.98 for queens and $19.98 for kings. And when you order over $100, you get free shipping plus $100 in digital gifts. Head to mypillow.com/bigvox.
Paid for by term provider. Premiums will vary. Plans depend on age, location, and other factors. Visit bigloot.com.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-555-1509. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-555-1509. That's 800-555-1509 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-555-1509. 800-555-1509.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. It's our Black Friday sale. Recharge this season with a bundle of cozy, soothing comfort. Now only $17.99 for our C2 mattress and base plus free premium delivery. Prices higher in Alaska and Hawaii.